Hi everyone, what's happening? Welcome to number 5 of the Nude Wellness channel. I'm having way too much fun recording these. I'm Celina if you're new here. I'm based in Sydney, Australia, and what I do for a living is I'm a PT and nutritionist. So I help go-getter women up-level their health and their well-being. And today's video is a very interesting one, but this channel is all about manifesting and the law of assumption. So the topic of today's video is, should you just quit your job and manifest money? Interesting. So I am at the position now where I'm happily working for myself at home and I'm loving it. I'm genuinely loving it. And I want to walk you through my process and what I kind of did to get here and just kind of help you if that's a question that you're thinking about, that should you just quit your job if you're not happy with it and just be manifesting for money. So as you kind of dive into this work, and like I said, if you are in a position or if you're in a job where you're just not happy and you're just like, well, if I'm meant to be God, I should be able to just manifest money and not have to work at all. All right. Okay. So that is entirely up to you whether you want to just quit your job and manifest. You can if you want to, but I'm going to tell you what I did and it's a little bit different. Okay. So I've always had the intention of wanting to work for myself. Before I was practicing consciously manifesting, I knew that in some capacity I was going to be working for myself and I was going to be doing it from home. And like I said, I have always been trying to manifest, learning about manifesting since I was 18, but my mental diet hasn't really been on point, and I was very much diving into repeating old story and just buying into what I was seeing with my own eyes and my current reality, and I was getting bogged down by that rather than just living in the end and focusing on the main goal, which was having a thriving business that I was working from home and really enjoying. Okay, so before I was kind of consciously manifesting and have got to the point which I am happily at now, I went to uni. And I did that, and then I was like, okay, I'm not happy with that. I don't really want to use that degree. I didn't enjoy uni. And then after uni, I started my personal trainer certificate. So I did that, and then more recently, I finished my nutrition qualification. So that's what I have done to be able to have my business now. But the thing was, I made that process for myself so much more difficult because I know my thoughts weren't in alignment with what I actually wanted to be doing. I constantly was saying, oh my God, this is taking forever. Why is this taking so long? Like, I don't even have enough time to be doing this. Like, oh my God, it feels so hard. And I was just dragging it out. And every time I was saying things like that, my subconscious mind was like, yeah, perfect. Okay, so you want it to take ages and you want this to be a long and lengthy process and you want this to be hard and you want to feel overwhelmed. Okay, brilliant. That's what you're going to get. So I really had to push to kind of get my certifications done and start building my business. I believe I mentioned in a previous video, was even whenever anyone was asking me about my business, like they're like, oh, how's business going? I was kind of unintentionally reaffirming for slow business, lack of interest, by saying like, oh yeah, like it's hard at the beginning and things will take time. And that's kind of what I was getting, right? Everything that I was affirming and telling people about, that's what I was getting. So again, your reality, you get to decide what you say to people. So you can jump the whole other end of the spectrum, the complete opposite. And if you want to, and I say this in quotation marks, lie, exaggerate, and be like, yeah, business is great. Like I'm really enjoying it. My business is thriving. If you really want to tell people that when in fact currently isn't, that's your prerogative. You get to decide that because it's not their business, as in it's not their actual business and it's none of their business. So it's not their business either way. But I'm someone who kind of wants to be more in the media, like in the middle, the happy medium, and be like, younger Celina should have said like, oh, I'm just really excited for it to grow and to kind of take off and so that I can help people. I know it's something I really want to be doing. That's what I should have been saying. And that's what I should have kept saying rather than being like, oh, it's hard at the beginning. It's taking so long, Okay. So with that being said, so then what I kind of was doing whilst I was experiencing my slow business at the very beginning, I was working a number of jobs. I think at one point I had 3 jobs while I was at uni. And so I have always been working for other people. And that's why I always had this strong desire to be working for myself, because I'm not someone who likes to listen to other people. pretty simply. I hate being told what to do, especially by people who I'm like, you're stupid, or my mum's not going to like me saying that. I'm more intelligent than you. I can do this better than you. I'm more capable than you. It's very frustrating. And I'm sure you have experienced that in your own reality. But with that being said, I think over the past maybe 9 years, however long I've been out of school, I think I have worked for about 10 or so different companies. So that's not because I have been a crappy worker. I probably have been one of the best workers at every single job that I've worked at. And I know that is the case because it's very easy for me to get a job. I have really good references. I always have, etc., etc. I just didn't enjoy the work that I was doing in different industries as well, not just the same industry. It wasn't making my heart sing like I know working for myself would. Okay, so with that being said, I have always been working for other people, and therefore I never got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just going to quit and I'm going to manifest money. I didn't do that because in my personal belief, I feel a lot of people would have big resistance to just quitting their only stream of income and then wanting to manifest money, particularly if you're at the very beginning of learning how to consciously manifest. And there may be, for some people, it's up to you whether you want to reaffirm this in your reality, there may be a bit of a learning curve. And by being in a state of, I guess, being stressed because you don't have any money coming in, I would say that that would kind of hinder your ability to manifest because you are so wound up and like, when is it coming? When is it coming? And you are like looking out into the 3D and you're checking so much rather than being in this state of ease and creation. But that being said, another little asterisk, you can manifest in any state, but it's just more enjoyable, obviously, to be manifesting and creating in a state of ease. Okay, so my point that I had was, so I have worked for many different companies, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so what I did was more recently, I had picked up a job where I was kind of, how do I say it? It was a stream of income, obviously, whilst we were experiencing lockdowns here in Sydney. I hadn't fully moved into just working for myself, and I wanted a bit more money coming in. So I picked up a job where I was, it was like a tele fundraising job. And obviously it is something that it can be quite fulfilling because you are raising money for charity. But if anyone has ever worked a tele fundraising role, it can be quite draining because you are calling the same people 7 or 8 times, even if they have said like, yes, you can call me and you can contact me. The charities can contact me. After the 8th time and they've said no the past 7 times, you were going to get a fuck you, get away, stop calling me, da 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 da. And who wants to experience that? No one wants to deal with that. So what I was doing whilst I was working that job, and I didn't stay very long because I had made the transition into working for myself. And that's the thing, a point that I want to make. When you really start diligently doing this work, things will shift for you very quickly. Okay, so what I was doing whilst I was working that job, I was affirming while I was working for that job for things to kind of shift for me. So I was saying like, this job is so easy for me. I'm at the top of the leaderboard. I'm everyone's favorite. Everyone wants to give me money. Like I was just affirming for my job to be easy and for me to really be thriving in it. What ended up happening, I always was at the top of the leaderboard. I had literally just started weeks into starting, and I was already chosen to go to another campaign and cross-train over there because I was doing so well. And the trainer was like, oh yeah, how long have you been with us? You've been with us for about 3-4 months. And I was like, like 2 weeks. And they were like, oh, okay. And that was because I wasn't doing anything differently to my other teammates who had been there with the company years and years. I was just affirming for what I wanted. So my experience was a lot easier and essentially what I wanted. So what I would say to you is, if you are currently in your job, I would be affirming for a wanted experience. If you're working your normal job, be affirming for a better work environment, maybe a raise, a nicer boss, that you're everyone's favorite, that you always get the best projects, whatever it is that you want to experience within that job, that's what I would be affirming for whilst you were working for your current job. And you will see things shift. I promise you, just like they did for me. If you really just continue to focus on your wanted story, things will shift for you. So just make your current job easier for you and more enjoyable if your intention is to potentially move on from that company and find another job or start working for yourself. So that's the thing that I would say is start affirming for your current position to be better and more enjoyable. You can then start affirming for another job, like an even better offer, or you can then start affirming for you working for yourself. And that's what I did. So once I started to experience that job being easier for me, I continued to then start affirming for my business and that it was thriving and that all my clients were getting results very quickly and everyone wanted to work for me. And I was saying that over and over again and just imagining how it would feel working from home and having such happy clients and working with wonderful women. And that's what ended up happening. That's what I'm currently doing now. And it didn't take long. Once you really start committing to this new story, it really doesn't take long. And that would be my advice to you, especially if you're new to the manifesting game. I would say, just to repeat myself, reaffirm during your current position, make that position better, start affirming for another job if you want to move, or start affirming for the business that you have just started or want to start. And I think that would be in most people's eyes, the most sensible way. But again, you need to understand that this is your life and you get to do what you want. But like I say in my disclaimer, apply this information up to your discretion. This isn't to replace any financial advice. This is just to empower you and to show you that you do have options and life is meant to be really enjoyable for you. I honestly am so happy doing what I'm doing, working with such an incredible group of women who I know I'm helping. They tell me every single day how wonderful I am and how much I really am helping them. And that just feels amazing that not only am I enjoying being able to spend more time at home with my family, particularly during this lockdown, and knowing that family is everything and health is everything. And I love that so much that I've been able to be at home, and I'm such a homebody anyway. So being at home, I feel safe, but knowing that I'm helping other women to feel their best is incredible. So that's kind of the video for today. Should you just quit your job and affirm for money? To put it simply, it's entirely up to you. But yeah, take it or leave it. If you want to connect with me on Instagram, I will leave my handle in the description below, but it's at I'm Celina Murillo. Or you can hit me up on the Nude Wellness Instagram. So it's nude_wellness. I'll be on both, either or. And I hope you have a beautiful day. I'll speak to you in the next video. Bye.